Hello everybody, quick video today. I've had a few comments on one of my previous videos, well, two comments should I say. One asking about upgrades for the TM HK45 and how I get on with particular buckings, etc, etc. So quickly I'm just going to go over my HK45, what I've done to it, why I've done it, what I've tried, what I haven't tried, and what works and what doesn't. So quickly, I've had this pistol for well over a year now, and I have one other pistol which is the Mark 23 non-blowback, and now literally I only ever run this thing 99% of the time because I just prefer it in every conceivable way. So upgrades, I have tried a few different upgrades on the gun. Prometheus is /9 bore, the main ones which produce some of the upgrades for this pistol. Gas routers, they do a O-ring styled piston head, they do a uprated hammer spring, they also do a uprated recoil spring and also recoil buffers. Now I have tried all of these, and what I will say is the gas routers, I ran gas routers in all the magazines and they made the gun fire worse. They produced a far worse seal, reduced the FPS, made the gun shoot worse. This could be mainly because of shimming. The gas route might be sitting too far down to where the piston would be. Lee's Precision Engineering do what's known as a shimming kit. So you might be able to, so it's basically another gasket that you put on here to bring the height of the router up further, which will produce a better seal. That's what it might only need in order to work better. But in my previous experience, the stock TM ones just work better. I've even tried these in my MP7 because apparently these fit MP7s, and I noticed a little difference, but not much. So my MP7's a bit of a, it's been poorly looked after. It's a slow restoration, so I'm slowly working out the quirks on that, trying different things with that. Next thing is the piston head. I ran this for a little while. I put thick grease on it and it worked fine, and then after the thick grease wore off, the FPS started to drop, the gun wouldn't lock back. It made the gun fire worse basically. I even tried putting the O-ring round a similar bore and then heating it up to stretch the O-ring slightly so it would produce a better fit, and it still didn't do anything good for the pistol. So it might work perfectly fine in the M&P9. I believe it fits the M&P9 as well as the HK, yeah, PX4, XDM, and the M&P9 and the FN57. And this is one of the things I'm coming to believe now is the same with the gas routes, and this is 9ball have developed these to fit a multitude of different pistols or weapons, and it's not designed specifically for the one gun. So if you went out and bought, say, the high capper or the Glock style gas route or piston head, it would probably work fine because it's designed to only work on that one gun. So I wouldn't recommend getting these. The hammer spring, I've only noticed a bit of a difference during summertime. It does increase FPS, but the drawback is it does reduce your gas efficiency. I did notice the gun does fire harder, the FPS does actually go up a little bit. So nothing wrong there. So this actually does work. Obviously the weather now is starting to dip into autumn, we're heading towards winter. I use this gun all year round, so on a hot day this would work fine. So yes, this does work, but again the gun doesn't really need it, so it more or less just sits in its packaging, and that's from that. Okay, accuracy upgrades. What do I run in this? So my go-to combination at the moment is the TNT TR hop bucking with a Maple Leaf Crazy Jet barrel. Now the tactical version of the HK45 has a proprietary style of hop chamber. No, I will not open up the hop unit with a flat blade. It is a flips. And excuse the noises, that means my washing machine is done. There you go, Maple Leaf Crazy Jet. And I run a Hardron Designs H plate in there. And this length is slightly longer than, say, the non-tactical version, and I think this is 120 millimeters. So you need to make sure you pick up the right one, because the design of the cutouts on the barrel is different for this hop unit. So you can't fit a standard pistol barrel or gas blowback barrel in this hop unit without modifying the tabs inside the hop unit. Now, one thing I will mention about the TNT style buckings is they're very good. They've got a nice contact patch. The material's really nice. I do like them. I've run TNT buckings and barrels in my KCO2 to great effect. I've run the SRS ones and they do work relatively well. I'm trying out the new TNT kit in my SRS now. But the problem with their gas blowback range is the tabs are tiny, absolutely tiny, and it's one of those things which gets on my nerves quite a bit. So comparing it to, say, a 9-ball bucking here, see how much thicker the tang is? You know, look at that, it's tiny. So the annoying thing is you tend to get this, which is annoying. So you could have the barrel and bucking perfectly aligned, but then all of a sudden it will shift and you'll start getting right and left hooks. I literally put this setup in quickly over the last weekend because I was running the flamingo bucking, and I'll get to that later, and I wanted to put this back in to make the gun shoot the way I wanted to. Now, my tried, tested and much preferred setup is the Modify Tan bucking. Unfortunately, it is in one of my guns at the moment, which is the MP7 and my MWS. This bucking with the stock barrel works lovely. I cannot fault it. 9-ball bucking, all I'm going to say is basically useless. I cannot get this thing to hop at all in any of my guns. I tried it in my MP7, I tried it in this. It will not hop a 2.8. It is probably 90% down to how much adjustment there is on the hop unit. But that's about it. Because, you know, I wouldn't recommend these. They'll probably work really well in, say, a VSR because you've got more hop adjustment, but that's about it. Okay. So another one someone asked me about is the flamingo buckings done by Sniper Mechanic. There was quite a lot of hype behind these, and I sort of fell into that hype train, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I bought 3 of these things, and to be honest, I've not been greatly impressed with the performance of these buckings. They're made of a slightly quirky material. They tend to, once they've sat in the hop unit for a little while, they tend to distort and go a funny shape. They don't spring back as well as, say, the TNT or any other regular bucking that I've seen. But the consistency isn't very good. It's, for me, I don't know whether it's because I'm using 2.8s or 3s, whether these only like using heavy ammo, but for me, you know, one magazine they'll be firing, or one day they'll be firing really straight, really far, really true, which is great, but then another day they just won't lift anything and it will just underhop and it won't grip hold of the BB very well. And so if you were to rack the slider back to readjust the hop, the BB would fall out. And I mean, okay, it's not a massive problem, but all my other buckings tend to hold the BB and they're fine. So yeah, I don't know. I kept plucking away with the bucking for a little while, allowed it to bed in, and I just couldn't really seem to get anywhere, get to the point where I was quite happy with how it was shooting. I get more consistency out of the TNT bucking with the Crazy Jet or the modified tan and the stock barrel than I do this. It's just not consistent for me. Whether I got a bad batch of buckings or what, I don't know. But as they say, if you do not try something for yourself, you do not know. That's why I've spent quite a bit of money on getting the TNT Terminator kit for my SRS. That's why I've bought the magazine routers and all these other bits and pieces. You don't know until you try. So at the end of the day, I think if you're going to get a HK45 and you want to make it that little bit better, improve it that little, you know, just to make it that bit better, hop heavier ammo, then just go out and buy yourself a modified tan bucking. That's all you need, seriously. This pistol has literally done me proud for well over a year. I've run it on Neutral 2 green gas, this stuff, all the time without a problem. My slide has not broken. Yes, there's people out there that have said that TM guns are designed to run low power gas. If you start running high power gas, then things will break. Yes, that is true. I expect this gun to break at some point. It will probably happen. But at the moment, she's shooting like a champ. So if you want a recommendation for just a simple upgrade, as I said, just go for a modified tan. If you want to go down a little bit, you desperately want to put another barrel in, sure, try the Promi barrel, sure, try the Maple Leaf. Just make sure you get the right one. And away you go, that's it. You know, at the end of the day, these pistols, if you're running it as just a sidearm, you only need it as a secondary weapon when your primary runs short, and you're probably only engaging 20-30 meters at most, if that, you know, maybe even 10, depending on the site you play at. If you're running this as a secondary to your sniper rifle, then you want it to be accurate out to 30 meters. So bear those things in mind. At the end of the day, it is totally down to you. Try things, see how you get on, and then if you're happy with how it works, leave it. Don't change it. I probably won't be putting any of these other things back in. There's no point. The gun works fine as is. I don't want to change. I don't want to short stroke it or change the recoil spring. There's just no need. It's snappy enough for what I need it to do. So there you go. I hope this helps people. And if you've got any more questions and comments, probably one thing I will mention before I sign off this video is, if you're going to run a H plate, is you only need this in when you have a large contact patch bucking. Also, another thing to mention is the stock TM barrel does not accept large contact style buckings either, or hot rubbers, however you like to say it, because the hot window is shorter. So if you put a Flamingo or a TNT in there, or a Maple Leaf Autobot onto a stock barrel, and wondering why your accuracy is gobshite, it is literally because the barrel window is different. If you want to run a larger contact patch bucking or rubber, get the Maple Leaf barrel. I don't know about the Promi, I've not tried it, I don't know whether it has a larger barrel. This could be a conversation for another video if other people want me to explain that better. But yeah, if you have any more comments and questions, just put them down below and I'll answer them as best as I can. Hope this helps people, and I'll see you next time.